Good morning, y'all. Marlene Bush, Stitching by the Lake. And today is Tuesday, March the 31st. Tomorrow's going to be April Fool's Day. I really tried to come and make a video yesterday, but it rained all day long, rained all night last night. And so the light is just horrible. And they're very light clouds today, and I think maybe we'll get some sunshine after a while. I sure hope so, because I'm not sure if God's counting the days or not. We must be getting close to 40. We've had so much rain, and sometimes now it rains and it just sits on top of my yard. And it drains really, really good. So you can tell that it's soggy, very soggy. I want to show you this morning, though, even though they're a little bit bedraggled, my azaleas, I'll show you what I can right here. The yard's a mess, y'all, so excuse that. But aren't they pretty? Look at that. It's right outside my window. Oh, well. Can't get out there to enjoy them. When it's raining, I can't get out. And when it's not raining, the pollen's so horrible, I can't get out. I'm kind of just stuck, which makes it not good. Not good at all. Yesterday, was a pajama day. I didn't put my makeup on. I didn't get dressed until way up later in the day, and then it was really just not quite dressed. It was just sloppy stuff, and so I got restless. I got grumpy. I don't know. It wasn't a good day. So today I decided, okay, Marlene, you got to get up. You got to get dressed. You got to get your makeup on. You got to do something. I did work yesterday, cleaned in my sunroom. The end of one, I have a really long, narrow sunroom. One end of it is Jerry's. He has his desk and all that kind of stuff down there. And then there's the fireplace, which is right in the middle. And then the other end is where I sit and stitch, and it has all my stitching stuff. And there's a lot of stuff there. Let me just put it like that. It's pretty crowded in there. So yesterday I pulled all the furniture out from the wall and swept and dusted and wiped down the baseboards and, all that kind of stuff that you do, and moved it all back. And so I felt better about that. I at least accomplished one thing. I did some stitching too. I watched Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche. Do y'all watch her? Jen's one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. And she said she was doing 7 projects every weekend, working on 7 whips every weekend. I think I have that right. Now, Jen's one of those people that when she goes to a retreat, she sets the alarm for every hour, and she changes projects every hour. I can't do that. My brain is too old. It doesn't switch gears quite that quickly anymore. But I did like her idea, and so I modified it a little bit, and I decided, well, I'll just work on 7 different things every week, 1 a day. I can do 1 a day, and then move on to the next one, and that'll keep me from getting bored or anything like that. The last few weeks, I've tended to pick up one and stitch it until it's finished, and that's great. I've had a lot of finishes. In fact, I've had, what did I decide? Maybe 30-something, 35 finishes already the first 3 months of this year. Now, some of them were very small, but still, that's still a lot of finishes. So I decided that's what I was going to do. I'm going to show you what I have been working on. I'll have to move around a little bit. I hope I don't make you too dizzy. Last time we talked, I was working on this Erica Michaels, Have a Heart, and it is a quote from Charles Dickens, and I finished it. I like it a lot better now that I finished it. I wasn't sure I'd like this fabric before, but I really do. It's hard to tell in this light, but I like it a lot. And I don't have a clue what I'm going to do with it. I might frame it. I might not. It's kind of big. I mean, I don't know. So I started I didn't bring my list with me. Darn. Oh well. So, my weekly stitching. This was my, what is today? What did I say today? Today's Tuesday. This was my Monday stitch. Little House Needleworks Hot Cocoa. I don't know how long I've had this. Forever. And I had it on a little stretcher bar to work on, had all the threads with it, everything. Well, I knew I was trying to do it on a scrap, but I didn't realize how much of a scrap I was doing, so I had to leave part of this off. I had to leave these borders right here off, and this little row here at the top, because I just wasn't sure what I was going to get. But that's okay. I like it like it is. It'll make a great little ornament. Isn't that cute? This fabric is 30 count cappuccino, Wicks Dye Works. And I just used the Call for DMC threads on this one. So, that's one more Christmas one done. Now, hold on a second, y'all. I got to pick up these little bags down here. I have this computer sitting up on a box of Kleenex. Okay, I'm really advanced technology-wise here. So, let's see what I've got here. I worked on, move these where I can get to them a little bit easier. Find the Kleenex box again. Okay, sorry. Y'all know how it is when you get here. Monday, I started another Noah's Ark from Wicks Dye Works. And this time I started the pandas. That's this one right here. I was really tempted. I got the new one from Market. I got it from the Shepherd's Needle. And it's llamas, and oh, it's cute. But I also wanted to do those pandas really bad. And this is my start on the panda. Oops, move my thread here. That's my start on the panda. Got his little eyes. That's going to be another cute one. Sunday, I started the next section of my loose feathers, and I'm working on autumn. That's this one. I've done summer, which is the first, and I'll show you that, which is the first side of that. This has 3 parts. And I've told you the other day what I was using for this. It's a 28 count Wren. And all of this was done. So Sunday I added the letters from here over and the border from here over, and all of, no, not this one all the way down, but these little, whatever they are, and the bird and this part of that. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. I worked on it just Sunday evening, really from the, probably off and on from the middle of the afternoon on. Because Sunday morning I watched church. I actually watched 3 sermons. All 3 were excellent. One that really made me think, when the preacher who was a guest preacher at our church talked about how we make assumptions about people based on what we see or what we read without really seeing it or knowing it ourselves. I'm going to lose this computer before it's all over. Hold on a second. For instance, well, shucks. I can't get that off the frame. She talked about Zacchaeus, and we know that Zacchaeus climbed a tree so he could see Jesus, but did he climb the tree because he was short or because Jesus was. Bible doesn't say. I can't picture Jesus being short. But in the crowd, if he was the same height as all of the men around him, and Zacchaeus was the same height as all those men, he wouldn't have been able to see him in the crowd. So he climbed a tree to see him. Doesn't mean he was short, particularly. This is Winter Rose Manor. I finished that little cocoa one last night early, so this is my Tuesday stitch. Anyway, can't get it off. All I worked last night was this right here, and I didn't have but just an hour or so because I had done that cocoa one. So that's where I am on that Tuesday stitch. Now, what am I... Yeah, Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. I'm going to work on that some more tonight. What am I going to work on for the rest of the week? I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I'm just going to take it one day at a time. I'm going to pick up one of my whips and I'm going to work on it. I might even do a new start. Oh, I know I'm going to do one new start because tomorrow is April the 1st and I'm going to start Kringles. And I showed y'all that a video or two ago. There's a stitch along on the Little House Needleworks Facebook page if you happen to be interested in that. So that's what I'm going to do on Wednesday. Now, what else? Oh, I know. Y'all, I'm not going to stitch this hot cocoa again. This one. So if anybody wants this one, if you would just leave me a comment down below and just say I like hot chocolate or something like that so I'll know you want it. And I'm only going to do this one in the United States. It's a little too costly to be mailing such a small thing. Although why I think that, I don't know. Bigger things are more costly. But anyway, I'm not getting as many visitors, viewers, or comments on my prayer chair chats than on my regular chats. So your chances for this one might be a little bit better than on some of the others. I have still not heard from the winner of my market bag from my last regular video. So on my next regular video, I'll be drawing for someone new for that. Now, gosh, I'm already up to 12 minutes. What else has been going on? We did the neatest thing on Saturday. We had, I don't know if it was a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet, but some kind of meet, a family meeting with children and grandchildren, and we all sat in front of our computers and visited and drank coffee at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, and it was wonderful. We had a great visit. I got to see grandbabies playing, great-grandbabies playing, and see several of my grandchildren. Some of my grandchildren were at, well, one was at work, one was still asleep, I'm quite sure. Two were at work. Yeah, two were at work, I think, because I still have several that are working, having to go out and stay. They're essential people, I suppose, which I hate, but, you know, we have to have people that do that. So, what else have I got? I think that's it. Y'all don't forget that my email is down below. If anybody wants to chat, I'll be happy to do that. And some of you have already emailed me, and I've enjoyed hearing from you so much. Please email again if you want to. I've tried to answer everybody. I hope I did. If I didn't, it means I didn't get your email. I tried to email someone last week and twice, and she never got it. So she ended up emailing me, and that way I could email her back. So I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, email is down below. Oh, one more thing I don't want to forget. I made a peach cobbler yesterday. It was so good. And y'all, it's the easiest recipe ever. So I'm just going to tell it to you. You may have to just come back and watch this again so you can write it down. Or I'll try to put it in the box down below. But here's what you do. Put your oven at 350. Put a stick of butter in a casserole dish and let it melt in the oven while it's heating up. And you can use margarine. I always use butter. I have used margarine in the past. But lately I've switched almost completely to all butter. just because it's more natural, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, then while it's melting in there, stir together 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 2/3 of a cup of milk. Just stir it with a spoon. Don't beat it. You just want it mixed up good. When the butter has melted, take your casserole dish out. Pour a large can of sliced peaches in heavy syrup right on top of that butter. Now, I suppose you could use peaches in their own juice. I just never have. I've always used the syrup because that's what Jerry's mama used, and we always do what mama did. And then, right on top of the peaches, pour your flour and sugar mixture. Do not stir it while it's in that casserole dish. Just pour it right on top. And then put it back in your oven and bake it for 50 minutes to an hour. Just watch it the last few minutes and make sure it doesn't get too brown on you. All of that flour sugar mixture makes a crust and it rises to the top. And your peaches will be underneath. It is so good. It's especially good if you have ice cream while it's warm. But if you don't, a little whipped cream or something adds a bit to it. But it's good just plain. And I like it warm, but I also like it while it's room temperature. That's my favorite about everything, I think, is room temperature. Okay, y'all, let me know if you like the peaches, and email me if you want to chat, and leave a comment about hot chocolate if you want the pattern. Okay, see you soon. Bye-bye.